God has something so much better to give them. And yet all they know is this. And they're scared of surrendering it all, even though a loving Father is just waiting to give them a great plan to unfold in their life. I'm wearing today a brand new watch. You know what? I didn't give a dime for this. It's a $60 watch at Walmart, so it must be pretty good. It's a Casio watch. What I did, I stopped in Troy, Missouri yesterday. And my other watch, which was like this, every time I'd push the light button, everything would go dead. So it was kind of overloading it, and I figured the battery's going weak on it. So everything else worked fine on the watch. So I wanted to get a brand new watch, or not a brand new watch. I wanted to get a brand new battery in the old watch. So I took it in and I asked the girl to put a battery in. Well, she said, okay, go shop for about 5 minutes and I'll do it. I went shopping, came back, it was still apart. So I went shopping another 5 minutes, came back, it was still apart. Went another 5 minutes, came back, and she had it together and she handed it to me. I looked at it and it was just blank. She said, well, I don't know, but it's not working. It's not working now. And her only answer was to give me a box to send in to the manufacturer, in which they give me an estimate of how much it would cost to fix it. So I was standing there with a broken watch in Walmart and thinking, what's wrong with this picture? This is not what's supposed to happen. I brought to get a battery, and all of a sudden I've got a broken watch. So I didn't argue with her, but I went over and to the service desk and asked to see a manager. And the manager came up, and I explained to him what happened. He called her, said, yeah, it was working when he got here. He said, well, go pick you out a watch. So I went back there and picked me out a brand new watch. Now, when he said that, inside I was just, yes, no, boy, a new watch. But I didn't want to show that to him because he might think, oh, no, well, let me take that back. So I said, well, okay, yeah, I guess that'll be all right. So I walked back there, and he said, just pick the one you want, one that's similar like yours or close like it. And here I walked down, there was a brand new watch with a brand new battery. And the one I gave him, I've had it for years. I've been running in it and everything, so it's real gunky and old, and everything's kind of tearing up. A dummy would have stood there and said, no, I don't want the new watch. I'd rather hang on to what I'm used to. I know it doesn't work well. I know it's just totally nothing now, but I want to hang on to it. When this guy was standing there and offering me this brand, all I had to do was say yes, and I'd have a brand new watch. Now, my mama raised a fool, but that was my brother. I wasn't the fool that she raised. And I took that watch. Today, every time I look at it, it shocks me because I can see that it's clean. The face on it's clean and everything. It just makes me rethink about. As I stood there, I just thought, with that watch broken and her telling me that, I thought, God, you've got a blessing here somewhere. I'm going to find it. And God had a transaction He was willing to provide for me. And for every one of us, there is that waiting for each of us. God has so wonderful a plan for each of our lives. But we have to be willing to accept it and to take it. And to not hold on to the dirty old thing that we're used to having. But to be willing for God to give us something brand new and shiny. And I've got to figure out how the buttons work and everything. It's going to take a little work to figure out this new watch. And it takes a little work to figure out our new life. We have to study God's Word. We have to spend time with Him. But He makes it all clear. He begins to use us and work in our lives and use us to touch others. But all we have to do is be willing to say yes. It's a winning proposition. He took our sin, placed it on Himself, and gave us His righteousness. Shiny and brand new. Ready to be used throughout this life if we'll simply say yes.